I'm going to do a video today of how I start my Jotul F370 wood stove. It was burning all day yesterday, so you have to clean it out. There's a small plate in the bottom of the stove that you can turn to the right, and that opens the grate to the bottom, which goes into this ash pan right there. So you just want to get some of this material out. Again, it was burning all day yesterday. It's still hot inside, so you have to be careful. But we won't get all of it out, just the most of the already burn up material. Just keep on moving it back and forth. It goes down through the grate. There's a lot of good material left in here that'll turn into hot coals again once we restart the fire. Oops. Okay, we're going to leave most of that in. That's fine. You have to remember to shut that grate back off. And we're just going to spin it the opposite direction. Sometimes it sticks a little bit, but there it is. I'm going to keep most of that pushed to the back of the wood stove. Maybe some up front. So now we have a lot of scrap pine material. I'm lucky enough to have a wood surveying stake manufacturer in my town, and any scraps we can get for free. So once we get those in, we'll just start building a little and that'll be plenty. I have some thinner pieces here that will just stick in to help get the fire going. And I use what's called Sure Start. You can get it at barbecue grill places, Ace Hardware, fire shops. It's just small squares that you break off. They're not messy, and they work relatively good. I'm just going to drop that in around the middle. Open our vent all the way up and close our door. It doesn't take too long to get it started. And then once that's really started and the pine's mostly hot coals, then I'll add some wood to it. I try to not put oak or cherry in right away, anything that's really hard. You can, but you want to put something that's a little softer in there too. So we're going to do probably something like a piece of poplar and a piece of oak at the same time. The little bit of the lighter wood will catch on fire much faster and then help burn the oak. And that's just for startup. Once it's started, you can put anything in you want. It's just going to take a moment. You could use pallet wood that's dry, any type of a pine or something like that that starts fast. Some people use newspaper, I don't. I just use these little fire starters in the pine. Most of this I pretty much copied off of Tim from Jotul, who did a video on how to start your F370. He put some more pine in. I go right to the wood after this really gets engulfed real well. To get to putting wood in usually takes around 8 to 10 minutes, I would estimate. We'll probably do it a little faster just for the video purpose. You can hear the wood stove drafting now. Sometimes I would use more pine in there, but we had a lot of unused lump material still on the bottom of the stove, so I went a little lighter than what I usually would because that's all going to reignite, and we'll have a real nice bed of coals down there. So when we put our next piece of wood in, it'll take off pretty quick. Okay, we're going to go ahead and put the next piece of wood in. Again, I would wait longer than this if it wasn't for the video, but trying not to draw this out too long, I'm going to go ahead and put the next piece in now. So when you open the door, you want to make sure that you give it some air first, and don't just pull it straight open. We'll go right in with that, and I think we're going to go ahead in with the heavier piece too. And again, in the F370, you stand your wood in the upright position pretty much. So we're going to leave the vent completely open until this wood ignites, which really shouldn't take too long. And then we'll cut it back. Once the wood's engulfed real nice, then I'll cut it back